Hello, welcome to the When I Have Spare Time podcast. Man, my name, as I mumble, my name is Frank. I'll be sitting here talking to you, wearing a green pullover with a red velvet ripped shirt over it, representing the K-pop. So it's been another exciting day for me, meaning it's just been like every other day. But I've been doing the things I want to do, so I'm not complaining. But, um, but anyway, I've noticed that what have I been doing a lot lately? I've been playing a lot of video games lately. Um, it's because I've been listening to like a lot less music actually, and I think I've replaced that with video games. But it's the kind of games that like you just have to push like one or two buttons. Like it's very simple. Um, so basically, what I'm trying to say is I'm very easily entertained, and I'm glad I have stuff to do in my spare time that provide me this entertainment. So I'm, once again, not complaining. No first world problems here. I'm enjoying what I'm enjoying, but anyway, I saw it on my what do you call it? Your homepage. Like when you first open up your browser. Some people use Google, some people use Yahoo, some people use whatever. Anyway, the one on my particular web browser, I don't know the name of it, but whatever. It lists a bunch of stories and news topics. One of the entertainment stories on my browser's startup page, whatever, is it was 6 shows featuring trans and non-binary characters to watch now. I'm gonna repeat that. 6 shows featuring trans and non-binary characters to watch now. I'm gonna repeat that one more time. 6 shows featuring trans and non-binary characters to watch now. Okay. I have never watched a TV show or cartoon or whatever, movie, whatever, because of a character's sexuality or whatever, made up identity. I mean, give me a break. I've never watched a show because one of the characters had whatever, a straight girl on there. I've never watched a TV show because one of the characters was, I don't know, 6 feet tall, 5'3", whatever. I've never heard such I don't know, uh, idiocracy before. I mean, I don't know what to say. If the first thing you list about your TV show is that it has a special person in it, and that's the selling point, it means it's a sucky TV show, or it's a sucky whatever. You know, that's that. Those are 6 shows I'm going to avoid. I mean, I didn't even click on the article. I just saw that headline and I copied it down because I was laughing so hard. Come on, man. As I quote our sleepy president. Come on, man. Where am I again? What country am I the president of? Okay. Um, yeah, that's it's just another example of the horrible state, the creatively bankrupt state that our entertainment is in. And it starts, comic books to TV shows to movies to apparently these 6 shows. Well, it's just, can we put the story first? Like, let's have a story. Write a good story. It doesn't matter if the character's whatever race. It doesn't matter if the character's gender or a made up gender. The character sexuality doesn't matter. Like all these, the more check boxes, pop culture, entertainment in general marks off, the worse the show. or the worst day entertainment. Check boxes and entertainment do not mix. Now, if you have a great show and like when one of the characters just happens to be whatever, that's fine. But you can't have that whatever statement, like things you can't help. You can't help the way you look within reason. You're born tall, you're born short. You can't fix that. Um, I'm bald. I can't fix that. You got some race issues. Maybe you're black. Maybe you're Mexican. You can't change that. So it's like you can't. Like you're Catholic, you're Christian, you're Buddhist, whatever. You can't make those things the selling point for your entertainment. There's nothing interesting about any of those things. Nothing interesting at all. Basing a show on anything I just mentioned is stupid and pointless. I mean, if you have a TV show about I don't know, I'm just gonna say a cop. If you have a show about a cop who's going through a divorce, um, and his wife has a trans friend, but it's not the trans friend. Like the trans friend is like a lawyer who just happens to be trans. Then I'd watch that because it's really about a cop going through a divorce, and it's actually a drama. It's about life, and one of the people on the show just happened to be trans. But if the show was about a trans lawyer, I wouldn't watch it because if that's the first thing in your description, it means it's going to be suck a show because it's going to focus on bullshit that no one can relate to. I don't know if that was a good example, you know, but think of like any TV show that you used to like. Okay, like hey, like the TV show Friends. A lot of people like the TV show Friends. The premise of that show is like the inter social minglings of six people, right? Okay, so in that show, Ross, remember Ross? Yeah, his wife turned lesbian and like divorced him, but her being a lesbian wasn't her character. Her character, she was kind of like mean. She was treated like an alpha female. Like she treated Ross like she basically treated Ross like a bitch. She was basically she was like a dominatrix kind of like I'm like her character. Like I'm not saying she was wearing like leather and whipping him, but just like her mentality was like you're beneath me, Ross. She was like this mean lady basically. Her sexuality was just a side note to her character. Her main character was like how she treated Ross, and then like how when she was with her girlfriend, she was like the polar opposite, just like complete 180. You know, so it made her character interesting. So I come on, you hear me talking, doing a show.
Oh, I didn't know.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, I guess I'll have to edit that out. How many times is she gonna knock on the door and like I don't answer, but she's gonna keep knocking anyway? Um. So yeah, like you have like Ross's wife was a completely fleshed out character who happened to be a lesbian, and that's why her character was good. It wasn't like there's the lesbian. It was like that's Ross's ex-wife. Like you knew her as an ex-wife. You didn't know her as lesbian chick. So that's an example of how like you can use like a sexuality the right way in a show. But anytime you base a show on any of these things and it's solely based on that, it's not gonna work. You know. So oh yeah, and then also there was a I think it's a Marvel comic. I don't know which comic it is. I think it's Daredevil. Um, they have Elektra is now Daredevil, apparently. And in the latest issue, they're like she's like fighting like gay supervillains, but the main thing about the villains is that they're gay, so they're not written well because like everything they do and say and act is gay. It's not like what a regular person would do, and just the writing's horrible because they're focusing on the least important thing. They're focusing on the character's sexuality. They're not focusing on the character's motivations, inner turmoil, just social dynamics. It's just we're gay and we're going to be bad guys. Blah 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 blah. I mean, you have to look at the latest issue of Daredevil. But that's just one example. But when I was saying, like, it's it goes through like all media. But anyway, but yeah, but like that's one of the reasons why I stopped reading comics is just the writing has gotten so bad. I mean, because like most comics these days, or at least American comics, are like or woke and trying to fill check marks. Try to mark off boxes so they can fill some quota for Twitter, I guess, because comic. I don't know if you've noticed, but the comic industry is failing because no one's buying comics. I recently, because they kept making a big deal about Captain Marvel. Now, I already knew Captain Marvel was bad. Captain Marvel has been canceled, I think, 12 times, right? I could be off on that, but you can look it up. I'm saying like, it's been like Captain Marvel like in the 90s. I mean, she wasn't a popular character, but like she was around and people liked her because she was eye candy. She was a character meant to bring in more male teen readers. And if you look at Captain Marvel now, she looks like a dude because they're trying to fill out these check boxes, and so the checkbox for Captain Marvel is like feminist and like I'm the best at everything, the best as ever. Like there's no hero's journey. It's like I don't know, like they don't know how to make female characters the right way, and then they don't know how to make male characters the right way because they're trying to fill out all these agenda points that the characters suck anyway. So it's just entertainment in general has just gone downhill. That's why when you do find something that entertains you, hold on to it. Like I went back and in time, I went back and I just thought back to all the stuff I enjoyed as a just as a younger person, not as a kid, just as a younger person, because like things were like as of 10 years ago, things are still kind of normal. You're getting like good entertainment, but so I just went back and made sure I bought up some movies and anime or whatever, and I bought some old issues of some comics before everything went to the shitter, and I've been like reading and watching those, and I've been thoroughly entertained, and it's 100 times better than the current material that's out right now. Somehow, our pop culture has gotten progressively worse, and it's a sad state. Progressively worse. But then this explains why things are going out of business. I mean, other than the fake lockdown, but like even before the fake lockdown, comic book sales were like spiraling out of control, down the drain. So like don't be surprised one day when you know the two major comic book labels anyway, like DC and Marvel, have to close down, and maybe they'll license out a couple of popular characters, and like an independent person can like make comics like off of them because they'll just buy like the licensing, so they can make stuff or make books with them. But like so, it's like it's like they're writing comic books for the people on Twitter, and people on Twitter don't spend money. If you can sit on Twitter all day and like try to get something canceled or whatever, you don't have a job. If you can be on Twitter all day and, you know, search for comments that you don't like so you can hate on someone, you don't have a job. That's why when something gets support on Twitter, it doesn't equal sales. It just doesn't. You know, unless it's like something K-pop related, but that's whatever. Anyway, I have said enough. Enjoy your day, guys. Peace.